Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Total Football Talk. Thank you very much for joining me on this fine morning in Manchester. It was actually quite nice. We're going to look at all the latest news and transfer news that's coming out of Manchester United. And as always, it's exploding off the shelves at the minute, coming at you at 100 miles an hour. We're going to look at all the top stories. Kobbie Mainoo is the main story. He's the main talking point. He is the one that everyone, the name of Kobbie Mainoo is on the lips of every journalist, and they're all out there talking about his situation and what is actually going on with him. I've already spoke about him yesterday. We shall speak about him today because, as I said, the main focus is on him. There's some news on Sammy Lemons. There's some news on Garnacho. And there's a few other bits and pieces as well. But look, this is your 10-minute roundup. I'm Keith, the host of this little channel. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're enjoying the content, please hit the old like button. That would be massively helpful. Please hit the subscribe button and get your comments in regards to anything that I talk about this morning. Love to hear from you. Okay, let's jump in with the top story. And this is breaking, and this is coming from Sky Sports. And this is Manchester United are expecting offers for Kobbie Mainoo among growing interest from England and Europe. He is open to leaving, but has not transmitted that to the club yet. United are happy with him and are not actively looking to get rid of him. At this stage, United are unlikely to consider a loan deal. Okay, so that's where we are with Kobbie. There's more. I'll bring up a few more captions in regards to what is other things that are being said. But you know what we're getting, the information that's kind of slowly filtering through is that Kobbie Mainoo isn't happy with being on the bench. We're 2 games in and he hasn't got a minute yet. I believe tonight, it's game day tonight, funny enough, midweek. We play Grimsby tonight. Will Kobbie get some time on the pitch? He has to. Him and Ugarte need the time, they need the minutes, and they also need to play well. They need to put their marker down. Bruno hasn't played well. Ruben Amorim has clearly said that Kobbie Mainoo is in direct competition with Bruno. Can Kobbie go in there tonight and do the business in the midfield? Or is he going to play him as a 10? And because Bruno's going to play tonight, I'd be absolutely shocked if Bruno didn't. I prefer him not to. I prefer someone else to get their opportunity because Bruno at the minute doesn't deserve it. For 2 games in, hasn't played well in either of them. Somebody probably does deserve to get dropped, but we know the relationship that Ruben Amorim has with Bruno. That is not going to happen. So that's where we are with this. Now, the rest of the information that's currently coming out, and this is from The Athletic, there is a belief that Manchester United would accept around 45 million for Kobbie Mainoo, potentially even less as the deadline draws in. Now, really, 45 million for a generational talent? What are we doing as a club? Are we just so incapable? If we even want to sell a player, he's surely worth around the £60 million mark based on what he's done over the last couple of seasons playing in the Euro. I know it's a while ago, so maybe that isn't got just as much relevance as it had been in the kind of recent past. He didn't have a very good season last season. It was hampered by injury, and Ruben Amorim came in, changed the system, and Kobbie Mainoo didn't quite get to play into that system. Did he get all the opportunities he deserved? I'm not entirely sure he did. If he got a run in the team, could he do a lot more? I believe he can. I think, but Ruben Amorim, if you look at the breakdown of the style of player that Ruben Amorim wants in midfield, I actually don't think we have the style. I've talked about it before. Kobbie maybe doesn't quite have the legs to get up and down the pitch as much as Ruben Amorim would like, and I think that is a big factor in this particular situation. Would Ruben Amorim swap Kobbie Mainoo for Carlos Baleba? He may well do, but if we sell Kobbie Mainoo at 45 million or potentially less, come closer to the deadline, what are we doing as a club? For a start, yes, Kobbie's come through the system, and I love to see an academy product, and it's part of our heritage, and it's part of our DNA, and it's part of what keeps Manchester United kind of and their academy system relevant to this particular day. If we let him go, and it's absolutely disappointing. It's really, really disappointing. I don't want to see him go. I'd love for there to be a way to be able to get Kobbie back into this team, because it's just devastating if he leaves. As he said, we are starting to sell off our traditional players that are coming through the system that for one reason aren't working or another. Rashford, McTominay, Kobbie Mainoo, Garnacho, all these players have had sort of impacts to a certain degree over the last few seasons, maybe Rashford less than the others. And we're selling them all off. And yes, I think whoever's coming through has got to be capable of playing within that first team. And I still think Kobbie has the potential to make it into that first team. Is it going to happen? I don't. I really think we're kind of on a fine line here. We're on a 50-50 at the minute, whether it's going to go, whether Kobbie's going to stay or whether he's going to go. Because there is some talk about this. This was another little bit of information that had come out from Lawyer. Well, some figures close to Kobbie have been surprised by the lack of communication from Ruben Amorim. Rather than providing specific instruction, Ruben Amorim's general attitude about playing time is to tell players to train hard and earn their spot. Now, I kind of understand that to a certain degree. You've got to go out there and you've got to work harder in training. You've got to show that you deserve the opportunity to play week in, week out. It can't be just turn the tap on here, turn the tap off there. You have got to go out there and put it in every training session that you get the opportunity to do it in. And then you've got to do more. You've got to be like the Cescos who stand behind to do extra training like Ronaldo did back in the day. If you really want to show to this coach that you deserve a place in this team, it can't be just a few photographs on Instagram that you did during pre-season. No, you've got to go out there during the season and now nail a position down. You've got to go and earn it, win it, and keep it. So I don't know. It's baffling to me that we could potentially let such a the words generational talent have been used. He is a brilliant player. I think there's a lot of potential in him. But yeah, so that was that little bit. And then there's another little bit that came out from The Athletic, and it said, beyond the interest in Carlos Baleba, the search for a midfielder has focused more on identifying an alternative to Bruno Fernandes, anyone who would play alongside Casemiro or Ugarte. This, according to Ruben Amorim's statement, would impact Mainoo. Now, we've already been told that, as I've mentioned before, that Mainoo is up against Bruno for his particular place in the team. So, you know, what? So we're now looking for another player, and Bruno wants to potentially go to Saudi next year. Even if Mainoo was to stick around, will be bringing another midfielder, sell Bruno, and bring in another midfielder and have Kobbie sit on the bench again? So from Kobbie's point of view, I can kind of see that he's maybe concerned, if this is true, that Manchester United are looking for someone who can come in and, you know, take Bruno's place, then Kobbie hasn't got a place in this team. What way this is going to go, I don't know. We're running out of time. Apparently Real Madrid are also interested in Kobbie Mainoo. I mean, I'm not surprised. I can imagine other top European clubs are going to start sniffing now once this news starts to filter out. And maybe that will drive his price tag up. He's got 2 years left on his contract plus one. So technically he's still got 3 years. So Manchester United are still in control of the situation. And Kobbie Mainoo still has a chance of getting back into the teams. Maybe starting tonight against Grimsby and showing what he can do. And I'm sure there's a way around this, you know, trying to make this contract work. He hasn't signed the contract yet. Maybe that's why Manchester United aren't playing him. Maybe it's because he hasn't actually signed the contract. So they're like, well, if you haven't signed, we're not going to play you. You know, so it's a little bit of sort of, you know, there's a bit of an issue there. But it's just, it's fascinating situation. It's just a shame it's come to this, that such a talent who's come through from the age of the academy system from 8 or 9, all the way through, you know, he is one of our own and all that, just to let him go, potentially to a European sort of top team. But that's your information on Kobbie. What do you good people out there think? Do you think Kobbie should go? Do you think we should let him go? If we do sell him, how much is he worth? Please get your comments in below. Let me know what you think. Is he worth money? How much money is he worth? And would you sell him? And do you think his time's up? Do you think he's had the opportunities and he hasn't taken them? Or do you think Ruben Amorim's been a little bit tough on him and not really giving him the opportunities he deserves? Okay, moving from what isn't really an issue, because he's someone who is training and he is still working hard, to another player who has kind of gone in a different direction. Manchester United sources expect a hectic transfer deadline day, with some deals involving the bomb squad likely to go down to the wire. I mean, this doesn't really surprise me, because we're on Wednesday. It's, you know, 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. We're pretty much at the end of the transfer window. Anything that happens now, you've got 4 days. You've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a bit of Monday. So you're 4.5 days, maybe 5 days total to try and get players out. I think they're going to go on loan deals, which is absolutely shambolic, because we needed to bring in money. If we had brought in money, maybe we could have brought in a midfielder. Potentially, the goalkeeper would also be in at the minute. But no, we are still struggling to sell players. Anthony, we can't sell. Real Batiste, it looks like it's going to be a loan with some creative options. Rasmus Højlund looks like it's going to be a loan again with some creative options. You know, Rashford is on loan. Jesus, Sancho doesn't even want to get off his ass, the lazy sod, and actually move anywhere. He just wants to pick up his wages. So, it's just so disappointing. Absolutely so frustrated with these shower of footballers that just suit themselves. You know, they're doing what's right for them, but is it what's right for them in terms of the footballing sense, or is it just purely from a financial sense? I don't know anymore. I'm absolutely frustrated with it. But so that's where we are with all that news. And then this is where we are with the goalkeeping situation. Manchester United are hoping to agree personal terms with goalkeeper Sammy Lemons this week. I mean, this deal should be done. We're dragging this out now. This is a deal that should be finalised, should be done. It's not a difficult deal to do, but Manchester United once again are dragging this out, stringing it along, and making it difficult, which is so annoying. But let's hope I prefer this to be done before the weekend. I'd like to see him on the bench before Burnley, but will that happen? I don't know. It would have to happen today, so I'm expecting it not to be the case. And the final little bit of information is what I talked about before. Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle with Real Betis. It'll be a loan deal with an obligation to buy. So yeah, once again, we don't get the opportunity to bring in money this season. Yes, it's all coming in next season, but that does not help our situation now. Is Kobbie going to go? If he does, we're down another midfielder. We've let Toby Collier go. We've Casemiro, who hasn't got the legs for a full season, I don't think. We've got Bruno, who isn't a midfielder, and Ugarte is not rated by the fan base and has got a lot to prove. Bang, we're in trouble. We need a midfielder. Regardless of whether Kobbie stays or not, Kobbie needs to get back in the team. I hope he does. We need the so-called bomb squad. We can't get rid of them. They're just the loan squad. They should be just called from here on in, because they're just a bunch of loanees going out and not doing anything for us this year either. Thank you very much for joining me. That's all your news. I am Keith, a highly frustrated Manchester United fan, desperate to see our season turn around. If you're enjoying the content, thank you very much. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Get your comments in below on anything I've talked about, and I shall see you tomorrow. Let's do it all over again. Let's hope there's some bloody good news for a change.